Greetings! Welcome to the devlog for update 70 of hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. We're going to start off as always with a quick sound check. Make sure your speakers aren't up too high. Wonderful. So what have we got for you this week? Well, to celebrate finally coming out of this sort of extended alpha phase for update 70, we actually have got two new toys courtesy of Stefan. Stefan, you might remember, is the fine fellow behind our beautiful classic FAL, a personal favorite, aside from the fact that these sort of brutalize my shoulder when firing them in real life. A number of folk have been like, it'd be great if we had, another variant to that, maybe something a little more modern. And so we have, to start, the FAL Para, which gives us this folding stock. So if we want that FAL power in a compact package, compact and impossible to control without shouldering it, or with a bipod, we can do so. Pop. Drop that down there. Wonderful. So there you have it, our beautiful looking FAL Para. And in addition to that, for those of you just like don't get out of bed without 2 to 3 different rail attachments, we have the FAL Tactical with an RAS4 rail top here, so we can pop a foregrip on there, grab a throw and reflex on there. There you go. Modern tactical FAL action. Wonderful. Just look at that. Beautiful stuff. Huge thanks go out to Stefan for these wonderful pieces. And beyond those, the main thing that's sort of dropping with today's update is what I've been working on this past month with these various alphas. So we're going to jump out of VR real quick just to summarize a few of those and talk about the things that were added in this last push and what's coming up next.
Yo! So that was a little infuriating to film. I continue to have this sort of like runaway sound issues with Windows between like the Vive Pro and the like amp that I run, and the wireless microphone. There's always something breaking, and so that took too many attempts to actually get recorded. So just in case you're wondering if I seemed a little rushed going through it, it's because that was like take 5. So. But moving on, what do we have for this push? Well, a lot of these, we've got a few changes and we've got a bunch of fixes. So some changes, some folks have noticed that when reloading certain closed bolt weapons with clips, they can't top up anymore because if they're holding the bolt, basically the clip auto ejects. I have removed that functionality, but it now means that you can no longer just like grab the bolt and snap it to eject the clip out of things like the Johnson rifle and the SKS. So let me know what you think about this change. I'm trying to have both of those pieces of functionality, but it's super hard to distinguish what the user is trying to actually do with the bolt, and I would rather err on the side of giving you more control with an extra step you have to do sometimes than the opposite. The hand grenade heater shield now actually has melee damage properties. I have gone through and fixed a bunch of things about the way that tube-fed and lever-action shotguns handle essentially the fake round that is on the carrier inside the weapon that was related to some state bugs. I fixed a couple of them on stream the other night and then found a couple more that I had created and fixed those too. But what this should basically mean is there should no longer be situations where you notice that like a shotgun shell stops animating partway through racking a lever action, or you get into weird states where you should be able to insert a shell into tube feds and can't for some reason. Let's see here. A couple other weapons have had like magazine sort of like grab to remove points added to them, and just a host of little bugs and some larger bugs related to agent behavior. One of the other things that I spent a lot of time this week on is laying out by hand the like over 5,000 cover points that the Rotwiener scene needed, so those are in now. I haven't been able to test them super extensively, but those of you who like to do pacification squad fort runs, fighting against those, I would love it if you could test those. They should no longer lay flat on the ground, and they should actually try to use cover. The cover sample points are a little sparser than some of the other scenes because it's like over a square kilometer of area to cover, and I can only have so many of those in before problems. But yeah, let me know how that all works for you. Cool. I did not yet get to a couple things that the AI still need. Like they still like bolt up and down ladders and up and down onto in the breaching scene. I started working on off mesh link behavior and just ran out of time for this week. And seeing as we're going to be doing something fun on April 1st, I wanted to get back on the main line with a full release instead of just pushing things off and doing another alpha. So please excuse still a little unwanted behavior with the SOSIGs. I'll get to it in the next week or two. Whew, my goodness. Take a breath, Anton. And then you sort of moving forward from that after our little fun on the first. April is a take and hold month for me. It's where I'm putting all of my effort. So I probably I might not even have a release of any kind next Friday. We'll see, because I want to just throw all of my energy into getting this up and working. What will happen, the sort of release order, is that there will be probably a 1 week alpha to make sure that there's no like crashy or performance behavior for take and hold when I'm ready to share it with you folks. And that'll be an alpha probably for a week just as a shakedown cruise for it. I'll then probably push it live when that occurs, hopefully towards the end of this month. And then it will need a whole bunch of balance work from there. So you shouldn't expect that it's a perfectly balanced, perfectly even sort of difficulty curve experience when it goes on to main branch. It's something that I really want to iterate and get feedback on because I know it's a mode that so many of you play so much. And I'm committed to tuning it to a greater degree than I have in the past. I want to take a more polished forward approach with it. So yeah, but that's what's on the docket. That's where you're going to see the emphasis from me in this next week. And I don't know about you, but I'm super pumped. Anywho, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to y'all soon. Peace.